I would like to read the 10 offenses to the holy name, which are to avoided, written by Srila Vyasadeva in the Padma Purana. Number 1, to blaspheme the devotees who have dedicated their lives for propagating the holy name of the Lord. Number 2, to consider the names of demigods like Lord Shiva or Lord Brahma to be equal to or independent of the name of Lord Vishnu. 3, to disobey the orders of the spiritual master. 4, to blaspheme the Vedic scriptures or scripture in reference to the Vedic version. 5, to consider the glories of chanting Hare Krishna to be an imagination. 6, to give some introduction to the holy name of the Lord. 7, to commit sinful activities on the strength of the holy name. 8, to consider the chanting of Hare Krishna as one of the auspicious ritualic activities which are offered in the Vedas as fruitive activities, Karma Kanda. 9, to instruct a faithless person about the glories of the holy name. 10, to not have complete faith in the chanting of the holy name and to maintain material attachment even after understanding so many instructions on this matter. It is also an offense to be inattentive while chanting. Every devotee who claims to be Vaishnava must guard against these offenses in order to achieve the desired success, Krishna Prema. Once again, I thank everyone for joining the Bhakti Sangha conference call today. Let us move to our next session, which is Srimad Bhagavatam class. May I know who will have joined the class this morning?
Hare Krishna Vardhana Mataji, Dhanavad Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Vrita Gandharvika Devidasi from College Station, Texas.
Hare Krishna Vrita Gandharvika Mataji, Dhanavad Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances. All goes to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Mataji, can you please go ahead with your introductions?
Hare Krishna Vardhana Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. This is Harita from Houston, Texas. My Dhanavad pranams to all the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Harita Mataji, Dhanavad Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances. All goes to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Vardhana Mataji, Srila Prabhupada. My humble obeisances to you and all the devotees. This is Krishna Devidasi from Raleigh.
Hare Krishna Krishna Kumari Mataji, Dhanavad Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances. All goes to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call. Hare Krishna. Mataji, Prabhuji is on the call. Can we start recording, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji.
Welcoming to the Bhakti Sangha conference call. Today we are very fortunate to have His Grace Rasraj Gopal Prabhu. Prabhuji is going to enlighten us on the topic of Srimad Bhagavatam 7th canto, 2nd chapter, verse number 46. Before diving into the call, I will hand over the call to Suresh or Shyam Prabhuji to give brief introduction about Prabhuji. Hare Krishna Prabhu, please take over the call, Prabhu.
Yeah, Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. So His Grace Rasraj Gopal Das is a electronics engineer by profession. Prabhuji has been in Bhakti since 1998. Prabhuji has been serving as ISKCON Chowpatty counselor in Northeast zone of Mumbai, and he has been the caregiver of Ratnagiri Satellite Center for the last 6 years. Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, back to you Mataji.
Yeah, thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dhanavad Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances. All goes to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for giving your valuable time and association to us this morning and enlightening on the topic of Srimad Bhagavatam. I'll hand over the call to you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much. ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमम् देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती समश्लोके भक्तिर्भवती नैष्टिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। नमः पंकजनाभाय नमः पंकजमालिने नमः पंकजनेत्राय नमस्ते पंकजाङ्घ्रये। We are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 2, and verse number 45. लसोतानानुवक्तायं मुख्योऽप्यत्र महान् असुः यस्विहेन्द्रियवनात्मा दशान्यः प्राणदेहयोः। लसोतानानुवक्तायं मुख्योऽप्यत्र महान् असुः यस्विहेन्द्रियवानात्मा दशान्यः प्राणदेहयोः। लसोतानानुवक्तायं मुख्योऽप्यत्र महान् असुः यस्विहेन्द्रियवानात्मा दशान्यः प्राणदेहयोः। Not Shrota the listener, not Anuvakta the speaker. I am this Mukhyah chief, api although atra in this body, Mahan the great, Asuhu life air, Yaha he, two but Yaha in this body, Indriyavan possessing all the sense organs, Atma the soul, Sahahi, Cha and Anyaha different, Prana Deha Yoga, from the life air and the material body. In the body, the most important substance is the life air. But that also is neither the listener nor the speaker. Beyond even the life air, the soul also can do nothing. For the super soul is actually the director, in cooperation with the individual soul. The super soul conducting the activities of the body is different from the body and living soul. So this is translation purport by Divine Civil answer. I'm reading the purpose. The supreme personality of Godhead distinctly says in Bhagavad Gita 15.15. Sarvasya chaham drisannivishto mattah jnanam apohanam. I am seated in everyone's heart, and from me come remembrance, knowledge, and forgetfulness. Although the Atma or soul is present in every material body, Dehinosmi Yatha, he is not actually the chief person acting through the senses, mind, and so on. The soul can merely act in cooperation with the super soul because it is the super soul who gives him directions to act or not to act. Mattah smriti jnanam apohanam cha. One cannot act without his sanction, for the super soul is Upadrashta and Anumanta, the witness and sanctioner. One who studies carefully under the direction of a bona fide spiritual master can understand the real knowledge that the Supreme Personality of Godhead is actually the conductor of all the activities of the individual soul and the controller of their results as well. Although the individual and soul possesses the indriyas or senses, he is not actually the proprietor, because the proprietor is the super soul. Consequently, the super soul is called Rishikesh, and the individual soul is advised by the direction of his of the super soul to surrender to him and thus be happy. Sarva dharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam. Thus, he can become immortal and be transferred in the spiritual kingdom, where he will achieve the highest success of an eternal blissful life of knowledge. In conclusion, the individual soul is different from the body, senses, living force, and the air within the body. And above him is the super soul, who gives the individual soul all facilities. The individual soul who renders everything to the super soul lives very happily within the body. ओमज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. Please accept my humble obeisances unto the lotus feet of all the exalted deities who are connected here through Zoom platform, through the Sangha Japa conference. All obeisances to all those senior devotees who have literally spoken here, are speaking, and will be speaking on this platform, addressing all of us. So, condolences to all these senior devotees. Thank you. Let me express my heartfelt gratitude. I have to be Krishnagna, not Krishnagna. I'm not supposed to kill the gratitude, but I have to express my gratitude for you all who have been giving me given the opportunity to serve you by sharing some thoughts and some experiences and some learning from the exalted Acharya in our term. Thank you very much once again. Hare Krishna. So here, today we are discussing some of the pastimes of Lord Vishnu. Srimad Bhagavatam is about who is Lord Vishnu, what is Lord Vishnu, what he does, how is he, how does he behave, what happened during his childhood time, what did he do, how was he born, really was he born, or he is not born. People call him unborn, some people call him omnipotent, some say he is without form, and some say he is formless, nirasa, nirvishesh, nirguna. And still people cannot understand Krishna or Lord Vishnu. So this is the supreme pastime of Lord Vishnu, where he expresses the ingenuity of his birth. See, normally the birth takes from the womb of a mother. In human being terms. So let us take the Lord as a personal teacher And we 3rd person feature, we human beings have got that feature. Two-handed, two-legged form. The supreme form has been given to the human species by Krishna. And this Lord Vishnu, here in this pastime in 7th canto, appears unimaginable. This awe, and when we really cannot understand how has he appeared. So in this pastime, let us go a little bit backwards. When we see how it began. Now today in this session, maybe say around 45 minutes or we will cover some topics which you may feel that may not be related to today's subject. But anyhow, it is actually related, and we'll see how it goes on. So when we go to the background of the pastime, we come to know that the Kumaras who ventured into Vaikuntha planet. Now these Kumaras, they were the Brahmavadis, which means they worship the Supreme Lord's form of impersonalism. The impersonal feature of the Supreme Lord for them was the supreme highest ability. And these Brahmavadis, Kumaras, who were self-realized souls, when they come to Vaikuntha, who can come to Vaikuntha? Who is certified to come to Vaikuntha? Only the self-realized. Only those souls who have passed all the tests of the entire lifespan, the entire Vedas. They have completely covered entire gamut of Vedas. And these self-realized souls can pierce the Brahma Jyoti and reach the Vaikuntha. So, when we see this, when we try to analyze this aspect of Brahmavadi, then you can see how they fall into the trap of Vaishnava Aparadha. That is how. Why are we saying? See, Klesho Adhikatastesham Avyasta Asakta Chetasam. One who is attracted to the avyast, impersonal or unmanifested form of Krishna, his path is full of trouble. Klesho Adhikatastesham Avyasta Asakta Chetasam Avyasta Hi Gatir Dukkham Dehavadhilva. So Avyasta Hi Gatir Dukkham. It is full of painful misery. So one example here we can just realize or understand. When the Kumaras come to Vaikuntha and they cross 6 days, all the Sadrikus are crossed because they are free from all the Sadrikus, the Kama, Krodha, Moha, Mada and Bhakta. And they reach the 7th gate. Now here the fiction starts. When you say Vaikuntha, means it is, beyond Kuntha. There is no Kuntha, there is no fear, there is no anger, there is no vice, there is no matsar, there is no mother, there is no lust, there is no greed, nothing. How did this happen? Have you ever thought? Because when Kumaras reach the 7th gate, the Vaikunthas are served by again Vishnu Dutas, or the servants of Krishna. Now, when we say, I am a servant of Krishna or I am a servant of Vishnu, definitely, I am completely 100% devoid of all this negativity, or dvandva, or all this lust, anger, greed, illusion, and all strategies. But what happens? the Jaya and Vijaya, the gates, they are staying there. Now, does Vaikuntha need gatekeepers? Again, a point to ponder. Because it is said Vaikuntha, Haribol, audio is not very clear. Am I clear?
Yes,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna.
Yes, Prabhuji, we are able to hear you.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
I think somebody has sent a chat message. So, lots of things have been pondered in this last time. One is the Kumaras reaching the seventh gate, the Vaikuntha, who are actually Brahmavadis, who are the worshippers of impersonalism, the Brahman feature of Supreme Lord. Not even the Paramatma, forget the Bhagavan aspect. And they reach Vaikuntha somehow. So, when a non-entity reaches the right first place, there is going to be some friction. Okay, so let's consider that. Secondly, does Vaikuntha need gatekeepers? Well, yes, because there is echo. Hare Krishna. I don't know, I can't help it.
Prabhuji, maybe if you remove your headsets, it would be good. I don't know.
Should I?
Yeah,
Let
just
me,
speak with directly without these headsets.
on the laptop, let me
Yeah.
see. Okay.
You can adjust your mic, Prabhuji.
No, I have a earbud, no? So there is no mic setting.
Okay. If laptop works,
I shall disconnect the Bluetooth. Let us see. Hare Krishna.
Am I audible?
Yes, Prabhuji, yes. But when you are giving class,
Krishna.
what's happening is, yes, Prabhu, we can hear you. But when you
Am
are
I
giving
audible?
class, I think you are not able to hear us. Yeah.
Haribol, am I audible?
Yes. 1 second, Prabhuji.
Haribol, am I audible now? Yeah. Hare Krishna. Right. So, I think we were at a point of discussion where what happens when a non-entity or a undeserving candidate reaches a wrong place or a right place where wrong person reaches. So something of that situation. We must think. The Kumaras reaching the seventh gate to see Vaikuntha, to understand who's Hare Krishna. The Kumaras reaching the Vaikuntha because of their. See, I'm not saying Kumaras were wrong. Please let us not misunderstand here. In Lord Krishna's pastimes or in Srimad Bhagavatam, nothing is wrong. Absolutely. But also there is nothing wrong to analyze. And we have to analyze it with our thoughts and minds and then work on it and understand Krishna more and more. So that is what this human body is meant for, to understanding Krishna. So when the Kumaras reach the seventh gate, and there you find these two gentlemen, Jaya and Vijaya. They are the gatekeepers. They are standing there, and maybe till now I don't think they must have obstructed somebody. But here the situation is they have to stop them. Hare Krishna. Now here there is a Vaishnava Aparadh coming. Again, situation of Vaishnava Aparadh done by Jaya and Vijaya. Jaya and Vijaya are the servants of Lord Vishnu. Similar to when we call ourselves as Krishna Das, the servant of Krishna. or myself as Rasraj Gopal Das. I am the servant of Rasraj Gopal, that Krishna, who is king of rasas. So I am servant of that Krishna. Similarly, this Jai Vijay, they are the servants of Lord Vishnu. So of course they are liberated souls. There is no doubt about it. So there is no doubt about it. They are the liberated souls. And yet, we find that they are committing Vaishnava. How? They abstracted two self-realized souls. First, the Kumaras reaching there was an unexpected phenomenon because Kumaras were strong impersonal devotees, the devotees of impersonal Brahman. Their devotional platform had reached to the supreme position, according to them, was that impersonal Brahman feature of Lord. So for them, there was nothing about it. But still, due to their inquisitive mind, athato Brahma Jijnasa, they explored and explored and explored, and they found that there is something called Vaikuntha. And they wanted to know what is there in Vaikuntha. So again, it is inquisitive nature. And when they reach there, they are attracted by Jai Vijaya. Now let us see why it happened. Why Jaya and Vijaya did not recognize two self-realized souls. Although Jaya and Vijaya, their spiritual consciousness, their platform was higher because they were direct servants of the Supreme Lord. So just imagine. Now we have to take a little bit attention to this aspect. Yeah. When one is superior, should he not know the lower platform thoroughly? Unless you clear 9th standard completely, you cannot reach 10th standard. So here what happens? Jaya and Vijaya. Yes, somebody raises his hand. Hare Krishna. So,
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
It's
You
your
want-
hand only is raised, Prabhuji.
my hand.
Yes,
Hare,
yes.
how come it happened? I have not even touched my laptop.
Now it's gone, Prabhu. Now it's gone.
It's gone.
And
I
yeah.
think it's some Sri.
Yeah, Sukaka Krishna Prabhu raised later.
Yes. Shukra Krishna Prabhu. Anyway, Prabhu, you have some question now?
Right, that's if you have no question, I can ask it. I can tell. I wanted to. You asked me why they will stop.
Extremely sorry. I'm not able to hear you also. Now, it's a.
No, you told why they will stop. Not, you're able
Maybe
to hear
I'm
my
in the wrong
voice.
thing. Hare Krishna.
My voice is coming.
We can discuss later through Bluetooth mode.
Yeah.
May I request you to keep your hand down?
Yeah.
Sukhakara Krishna Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu. So, Krishna, now here comes the role of. Here comes the role of Lord Krishna. This is what we call as Krishna's pastimes. This is what we call Krishna has his own way of working, his own plan for devotees. You don't know what are his plans for you, for me, and for all these souls who are struggling in their life to become devotee of the Lord. So Krishna had plans for Jaya and Vijaya at this moment. Krishna sleeping on the Sheshashayya. He can see through his CCTV Chakshu. He has understood that Kumaras have come there. And he knows the status, the platform, the consciousness of each and every devotee on this entire planet, on this entire Brahmand or cosmos or millions of Brahmandas, every living entity's consciousness. Krishna is fully aware, 100%. So here he finds the Kumaras coming to his gates, and he, through the internal consciousness, the Paramatma seated in the heart, Sarvasya chaham hridhi sannivishto. Srila Prabhupada says in the purport, Matah smriti jnanam apohanam cha vedaishta sarvairahameva vedyo vedanta kritveda videva chaham. Having seated within the heart of every living entity, I give them the smriti and vismriti. Matah smritir, jnanam, knowledge, and apohanam, forgetfulness. So Lord Krishna propitiated Jaya and Vijaya. Their minds were agitated. They went into the anger mode and they stopped this Jaya and Vijaya. Kumaras, sorry, the 4 Kumaras. You cannot enter. So here we understand that Krishna can do anything. It is said that not a single blade of grass can move without the sanction of Krishna. We cannot speak without the sanction of Krishna. We cannot hear without the sanction of Krishna. What to speak of so many activities that we are doing without understanding that it is Krishna who is doing through us. It is Krishna who is sanctioning. He is witnessing as well as sanctioning. Now here we come out of the episode because we know what has happened further in the Kumaras case. The Kumaras, then they cursed Jaya and Vijaya. Again the Vaishnava Prat. There is the Vaishnava Prat there. And Jaya Vijaya then falls flat, dandavats to Kumaras, because Lord Krishna flies down from his place and comes to the 7th gate and gives darshana to Kumara. See, we know that the demigods led by Brahmaji, they reach the Kshirosagar, shores of Kshirosagar and praise. They pray the Purusha Sukta prayers. The glory is to glorify Supreme Lord so that he can come and give darshan and he can give benediction and he can give blessings and he can help them. Pai ma. But here we can see Krishna comes down to give darshan to Kumaras. Hare Krishna. We cannot understand when Krishna will take which type of actions. He can take contradictory roles. He can play contradictory roles. And we cannot understand what happens, what is there in Krishna's mind. But that is what is Krishna. Therefore, he is Supreme Personality of Godhead. And therefore, when we come across different situations in life, we should never ever blame Supreme Lord or his devotees or the time, place, and circumstances. It is Krishna's will what happens in our life, and we don't have any choice. But yes, now let us come to certain practical things. What we see is here in this verse that we speak of, this is the situation where Yamaraj, he takes the role of a small boy and he's explaining the science of self-realization, Athato Brahma Jijnasa, something similar to Sankhya Yoga, about the soul, science of soul. And he's explaining how does the soul work. We know in 2nd chapter, Krishna makes the platform very firm and very strong foundation in Gita when he starts saying Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna after Arjuna surrenders. See, till Arjuna raises different reasons. He raises different questions, different reasons for not fighting. Tam tatha kripaya vishtam. That is the first reason which Arjuna cites for not fighting. So we can see that Arjuna says, Tatra pashyat sthan partha pitrun atha pitamahan acharyan matulan bhratrun putran pautrams tatha sakims tatha shashuran suhradasjaiva tenayor ubhayorapi. So what happens is, Krishna puts Arjuna in perplexion, in confusion. And how? By situating the Ratha exactly at that particular place where Arjuna can be confused, where Arjuna can be put in illusion, where Arjuna can be put in avidya or ignorance. And so that is what all our situation is. Krishna always puts all of us in such a time, place, and circumstances where we are always confused, where we are always in ignorance. Although we may be chanting 16 rounds, although we may say, I am following 4 regulative principles, although we may say, whatever Prabhupada had said, I am following everything, yet Krishna will put always all of us invariably in such a time, place, and circumstances where we will be always confused about what is right and what is wrong, what is dharma and what is adharma. So when we see this aspect of this shloka, that time we realize here Arjuna gives the reason of the first reason for not fighting the war is compassion. Like for example, 1.27 shloka says, Tan samikshya sa kaunteyah sarvan bandhun avasthitan kripaya paraya vishto vishidan idam abravit kripaya paraya vishto, which means he is overwhelmed. Avishtah. Arjuna is overwhelmed by kripaya paraya. Avishta. Paraya means highest grade and kripaya means compassion. Now here Arjuna is giving the reason of highest grade of compassion. He is overwhelmed and he is giving the highest grade of compassion as a reason for not fighting the battle. Now, what is the highest grade of compassion? Have you ever thought of? So that is said in 1.26, where we can see Tatra Pashyat Sthitan Partha, he saw Pitra, fathers, Pitamahan, grandfathers, Acharyan, Guru, teachers, Matulan, maternal uncles, Shwasuran, the father-in-laws, Putran, sons, Pautran, grandsons, Shwasuran, the father-in-laws, Suhradas, the well-wishers. Now just see, here are the words which come in Bhagavad Gita. The Gita are the words spoken by Krishna, and in Gita we have find the mentions of these relations. So I will be speaking some part of relationships in today's class. Maybe my realization, my thoughts with teachings from Acharyas and Gurus from our Parampara. So Arjuna could see within the midst of armies of both the parties, his fathers, grandfathers, teachers, maternal uncles, brothers, sons, grandsons, friends, and well-wishers, father-in-laws. Now these are called relations. Relations means what? To have a relation, you need two entities. Relations come from relativity. So you need two entities. So the soul, which is pure, individual soul, it goes into relationships. Just think of. Because when the soul enters the mother's womb through father, he builds a relation with the mother's womb. So he gets a second entity. He and his mother, the soul, he or she, whatever it is, the soul and his mother or her mother. So there the relationship begins. How? By that umbilical cord. For what? For food. Because the soul's natural inkling is to survive. It is eternal. So from the beginning itself, in the womb, it wants to survive. Whatever the soul has got, the body, boy's body or the girl's body, whatever it is, the soul wants to nourish that body. So the first, soul has relationship with its own body, and then the soul has relationship with the body which is feeding it. So the relationship has started. The relationship has begun from the conception stage itself. And that is how the relationship word comes for an individual soul. And it is said that man is a social animal. Absolutely. Man is a social animal. Man is an animal. Now, why is man a social animal? Because he's among social group. Because he always wants to live in society. Whether it's a cultured society, civilized society, uncultured society, uncivilized society. We don't know, but he's a social being. Man is a social animal. And what about animals? Aren't they social? Animals are also social. You see the herd of cows, herd of buffaloes, herd of sheep, pack of wolves. The leader of the pack of wolves gets his power from the pack. And the pack of wolves get power from the leader. So that's how the relationship happens. The relationships are there in the animals also. Relationships are there in the human beings also. So I have developed my relationship with my mother when I was in womb, because there are two reasons. One is I want food for survival, and I get food, nourishment from my mother. And second is, similarly, I want to grow. I want to grow. When I get food, I'm happy, I'm not hungry, I'm not thirsty. And I want to grow also. I want to live for long, because that's my nature. I am Sat. Sat is eternal. So because of I am a part of Satchit Ananda, so I am eternal and I have to grow. And I am having certain knowledge also. That what knowledge I am having? During the 7th month, I take a glimpse of darshan of Lord Krishna and I say, Bhuliya tomare samsare asiya penana vidha vyatha tomar charane asiya chyam bolibo dukher katha. Bhaktivinoda Thakur, an exalted Vaishnava, a Manjari in Krishna's pastimes, and our Param Guru, he says, I have forgotten you, Bhuliya tomare. Bhuliya tomare, samsare asi. In this material world, when I come out of this womb, I start developing relations more and more. I develop relationship with this material nature, with the surrounding relatives with me, my mother the most, then my father, then my brothers, my home, my sisters, then I grow up, then I get friends, I start building relations, I start making relations. So in this material world, when we do relations, the most of the relations, the factors for relationships are self-motivated, or we can say selfish motivated. Because we are selfish, because I need to gain certain things, I develop relations. And I have relation with this material nature and people of this material nature and many other individuals who come across in my life. But 99% of our relationships are not selfless, because of this, the nature of this material world. In every relation, be it maternal, be it paternal, be it friendly relations, or be it a, when you go to a job and when you have colleagues and when you have bosses, there you have one type of relation. Whatever type of relation, that is absolutely not selfless motivated. It is based on the selfish nature of ours, that I want to gain something for myself from this relationship. And that is what is then, because of it, this nature of this material world, which of course in 12th canto Krishna says, Kalau doshe nidhe rajan, Kalau dosha nidhe rajan. This Kali Yuga is full, it has ocean of faults. Nidhe, dosha nidhe rajan. And because of this faultful nature of this Kali Yuga, we will, whatever activities we'll be doing, it will be full of faults. There will be absolutely no pure actions from our end. Be it deity worship, be it sitting in meditation, or maybe some type of sadhana one may be performing. And definitely whatever we do, other karmic activities, maybe sacrifices, or maybe helping someone, there will be 100% fault in our relationships. And hence, there is no use of a relation when it is when the center of motivation is self, me and mine. Janasya mohoyam aham mameti. Because of the moha, kama, krodha, lobha, moha, with jana, what happens is we always think of aham and mama, me and mine. And because of this, we have a fragmented relationships. Our relationships are not permanent. These relationships are not based on transparency. If you think that I am the most chasteful wife of my husband, just think, what's wrong in thinking? You may not be. 99%, nobody is chaste here. Of course, not only from the wife's side or husband's side also. Because again, I'm saying, because of this Kali Yuga nature, which is full of faults. So maybe 90% of the blame we can push on the Kali Yuga factor, but some person definitely is on us. So our relationships are not fragmented, and hence, why? Because we are focused on our own sense gratification. When any of our actions done either by our body, our mind, our words, our senses, body, mind, words, senses, by our actions, by our nature, or by any other means, kayena vacha Manasendriyairuva buddhi atmana, our intelligence by mind, va swabhava. We always will be always doing these actions by these factors only and nothing else. Kayena vacha manasendriyairuva buddhi atmana va prakriti swabhava. Our prakriti is defined by our earlier karmic actions. Our prakriti means our nature. What is my nature? My nature is always fault finding. Find faults in people. What is my nature? My nature is always helping others. What is my nature? My nature is backbiting. My nature is to go higher and higher, stamp upon the other people, stamp on somebody's head and go up for pratishtha, for power, for paisa, 3 piece, per varga. And that is why our nature is again full of faults. Kayena vacha manasendriyairuva buddhyatmanava prakriti swabhavat. My conduct, my swabhava. Karomi yadyat sakalam parasmai. And whatever if I do from all these factors, if I do it as a samar Narayana, karomi yadyat Narayanayata samarpayami. Whatever I do with these factors, with these parts of mine, because there is no other factor by which I can do my activity. Kayena vacha manasendriyairuva buddhyatmana va prakriti swabhavat karomi yadyat sakalam parasmai Narayana iti samarpaya. I offer all these activities to Lord Krishna. Yat karoshi yat juhoshi yat karoshi yad ashnashi yat juhoshi dadasi yat tapasyasi kaunteya tat purushva madarpa. Whatever you do, yat karoshi, yat ashnashi, whatever you do, yat juhoshi, whatever you sacrifice, yat dadasi, whatever you give, tat purushva madarpa. You do it as offering to me. Think of me. Manmana bhava mad bhakto madhyaji mam namaste. Always think of me. Mad chitta mad gata prana. Everything is man. Everything is Krishna. Now we come to the real aspect. How then the relationship should be? When the relationship is based on sense gratification, it is not based on transparency. It is not based on trust. It is not based on truthfulness. That relationship will be fragmental. It can break anytime. And once broken relation, it will be very difficult to mend. It will leave a permanent scar. And hence, we pray to Lord Krishna. Yes, I have made a mistake in my life. When I have, please know that we cannot live without relations. We cannot live without relationships. Because Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, in Chatushloki Gita, establishes Sambandha Jnana. Relationship means what? Sambandha. And that is the Chatushloki Gita first shloka says. 10.8 is the first shloka where Krishna explains the relationship factor. Why I am saying this is because yes, Krishna has told about soul. Here Yamaraj tells about the soul and its properties, its characteristics, how it is different from the body. We have seen it in second chapter. Dehinosmin yatha dehe kaumaram yabanam jara tatha dehantara praptir dhiras tatra namuyati. Yes. Vasamsi jirnani yatha vihaya navani grhanati naro parani tata sharirani vihaya jirnani anyani samyati navani dehi. Just like a old clothes are thrown away by a human being, by a person, because of its jirnani, anyani samyati navani dehi. He takes a new body of fresh clothes, new clothes. I do that. I donate my old clothes to some charitable trust and buy new clothes and wear it. Simple example. So Krishna says, yes, we are not the soul, we are this body. And that is explained by Yamaraj here in the last so many shlokas, verses. And And the worst or the funniest part of it, or the best part of it is, it is told by Hiranyakashipu, none other than Hiranyakashipu, the demon king. And in the beginning itself, it is explained that Hiranyakashipu is a politician. So the politicians also speak spiritual knowledge. So we have to be alert. Our blinkers have to be on when people speak about spiritual topics. We must know, is he speaking from heart? Is he speaking from the realization? Is he speaking through bona fide parampara? There the click is, we should realize what it is. And Krishna establishes the Sambandha Gyan in the 10th chapter. 10.8 Krishna says, Aham sarvasya prabhavo mattah sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanyita. Hare Krishna. Such a beautiful verse where Krishna establishes the sambandha of a soul. Mamai vamsho jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatanaha. Are Arjun, these living entities which you see, these people on this Kurukshetra battlefield, or for that matter, the entire Brahmanda, for us, we the living entities, Mamai Vamsha, these are all my Amsha. Here Krishna establishes his personal feature and he says that these are my separated entities. Mama eva amsha, mama eva amsha, jiva loke, jiva bhuta, sanatana. They are eternal, these living entities. Manaha shashtani indriyani. With 5 these senses, along with mind becoming 6, prakriti sthani karshati. Struggling in this material nature for survival. And what book knowledge gives us? Survival of the fittest is the law of nature. Who is the fittest? We, the Krishna devotees, those who are struggling for surrender to Krishna, they are the fittest and they will survive the laws of this nature. There is no doubt about it. Name bhakta pranashyati. Kaunteya pratijanihi. Name bhakta pranashyati. So, Krishna, that is why Gita gives the wisdom of Gita gives us the true knowledge. It opens our eyes through the spiritual master. Om ajnanatimirandasya jnananjana shalakaya chakshur unmilitam yena. Eyes are opened. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Due to the backing of our parampara, Guru parampara. So Krishna establishes Sambandha Gyan. He says, Aham sarvasya prabhavo. Who am I? We are taught in our Bhakti Shastri, or for that matter in any other topic, the first question, who am I? Yeah. Aham Brahmasmi. This is what the Vedas say. And this is twisted by the Mayavadis. And they say the Supreme is also Brahman and I am also Brahman. So we are gods. Both of us are gods. You know, I know that I am God. You don't know you are God. Come to me. I will teach you how to become God. You have to pay some bills there and come to me. Hare Krishna. But 10th chapter, 8th verse, first shloka of Chatush Shloki Gita, Krishna establishes himself. Aham, that is for Krishna. Aham sarvasya prabhavo. I am the source of this entire thing. Hare Krishna. Mattah sarvam pravartate. Everything depends and gets nourished and by me. Mattah sarvam mattah sarvam pravartate. Now this is what we should know. We must know that Krishna is my source. Krishna is my mother. Krishna is my father. Krishna is my grandfather. Krishna is my everything. Everything is Krishna for me. So there is a shloka, or maybe I think in this episode itself, in the 7th canto, 2nd chapter, where somewhere maybe he must be mentioning that just like straws in the ocean or sand particles in the ocean, they come and settle by the influence of waves. Some hundred or thousands of sand particles come together, flock together and settle in a shore. And then they build relations. They make relations. One particle says the other particle, oh, you are my father, you are my mother, you are my boyfriend, you are my girlfriend, you are my boss, you are my XYZ, you are my enemy, you are my so-and-so, you are my, and then the relationships nowadays are live-in relationships. No need of marriage, no need of husband-wife to be called in society. We can have that husband-wife relationship, that is Paishacha Vivaha. There are 6 types of marriages. The last type of marriage is where rape takes place. That is also marriage. So here this is one type of Vivaha, living relationship, nicely discovered by the most intelligent persons in this world. So we have no, we cannot refute them. And it is a fact which is again uncivilized, which is a form of animalistic behavior. So relationships are made, and then what happens is another wave from the ocean comes and taken away. All these flocks are taken back, taken to somewhere else. And that particular sand, which was boasting of its relationship of his father, mother, grandfather, grandsister, or elder brother, XYZ, husband, wife, all types of sorts of relationships. Shashuran, Matulan, Bhratrun, Pitrun, all relationships he was boasting. The waves of time just washed away, and that sand went in somewhere else and again accumulated with some other particles of sand, and the next new wave of sand brought it to the shore again. Now this time he has different sand particles as brother, father, mother, sister, and everything, all relationships. Hare Krishna. This is how our life defined, and it's very difficult. Very difficult if you are not in Krishna consciousness, if you don't have knowledge of how to keep relationship, how to sustain relationship, what is relationship, how it should be centered. If we are not understanding these facts, it is very, very difficult to maintain relationship. Can we say husband-wife relationship is bad? No. One has to marry. Marriage is a Vedic culture on this body. So among 16 samskaras, one of them is of very utmost importance. It is a license given by Krishna for the living entity to complete his karma, to satisfy his karma and go to the moksha stage. Dharma, artha, kama and moksha. So to come to moksha, he has to complete the kama stage. Without passing 4th standard, he cannot come to 10th standard. So he has to finish the kama stage. And for that, dharma viruddha kamos, bhuteshu kamosmi bharatarshava. I have given the license of marriage. So all these things, all these subjects, all this knowledge, we have to acquire through spiritual parampara. I think I don't have much time, but I may conclude with certain things that Krishna establishes supremacy by in this first verse of 10.8, and that is where our relationship is. That is the relation. Once we understand and maintain, and we understand that relation, aham sarvasya prabhavo matta sarvam pravartate iti matva. Knowing this fact has to be thoroughly understood. Not just get into the ears and then forget it. No. Understood thoroughly, get into the heart, get into the mind, and then you preach out. Aham sarvasya prabho mattha sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam. One has to worship Krishna after knowing this. It is not that because somebody has told me to do Krishna japa, I have to start chanting. It is not that I have taken vow before my guru that I have to chant 16 rounds. No, it has to come from heart. The 16 rounds have to come from heart and to be chanted in the Brahma Murta with every syllable focused. Every syllable of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Such a beautiful mantra. Such a beautiful mantra. It is not that, some people say, अरे ये तो हरे कृष्णा वाले हैं, ये तो इस्कॉन के हैं, बस ये खाली हरे कृष्णा बोलते हैं. अरे नहीं, ये हिंदुत्व का मंत्र है. तुम अगर हिंदू हो, अपने आप को हिंदू कहते हो, तो दिस इज द मंत्र बिलोंगिंग टू हिंदूज. You should be proud of Hare Krishna and Rama and chant it so sweetly, so nicely that your ears yearn for hearing these syllables of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. That too in the Brahma Muhurta. 1.5 hours before sunrise, we start chanting and you see the wonders. We start developing that relationship with Krishna. Iti matva bhajante mam. What happens is, the next 3 words are also important. Buddha bhav samanvitaha, which I may not go for in detail for as of today. But I thank you, all of you, once again for having given me the opportunity to speak out certain things, speak out my realizations under the guidance of my spiritual master, my Guru Shishya Parampara, Sri Prabhupada, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sri Nityananda Prabhu, and Lord Sri Krishna. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Hari Bol. Any questions?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you so much for wonderful class, Prabhu. Thank you for sharing your realizations. They are very enlightening, Prabhu. Thank you so much. If anybody have any questions or realizations, please unmute yourself and go ahead. Sukar Krishna Prabhu, please go ahead.
Mataji, can you write a text message? Maybe Prabhu is not able to hear. Can you write him? Yeah, now he's connecting. Prabhu, now can you hear?
Can you hear us, Prabhu?
I'm just correcting my Bluetooth. If you give me some time.
Yeah, please.
Are you able to hear us, Prabhuji, now?
Hare Krishna, you're going to hear, Prabhu?
So it is not connecting. I have to refresh. So it is saying not available. It's saying not available. Let us try out the laptop speaker. Audio. Yes, Mataji.
Can you hear us now, Prabhuji?
Yeah, I can hear.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice,
okay, very
Prabhu.
good. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for sharing very valuable points, Prabhu. Very enlightening point. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Sukar Krishna Prabhu has some question.
Hare Krishna, Rasraj Gopal Prabhu, can you speak? Are you able to hear my voice?
Yeah, please.
Because your name is Rasraj Gopal. That means you are given Bhagavata Rasam Alayam. We gave the Rasa today. Very nice, wonderful. Prabhu, Krishna made all this arrangement for the 4 Kumaras to come and then Jai Vijay stopped them. This is all because Krishna wanted to have some kusti. He wanted to fight. So he wanted to make this all arrangement in such a way that they will curse and then will go and 3 times they'll come as Hiranyakashipu, Hiranyaksha, and Ravan, Kumbhakarna, and Dantavakra and Shishpal. So this is the arrangement of the Lord that this all happen. Otherwise, Vaikuntavasis will never fall. Yet Gatvan and Rivartante Tad Dhamma Paramam Mama. Jai Vijay should not fall from there. So is it the arrangement of the Lord?
Yes, Prabhu, absolutely correct. I mean, I did not touch up that point because I wanted to move further down, because that is a known factor. Ki Krishna wants to enjoy fighting. Once he thought that I want to fight, but I will fight with whom? With some of my equals. I cannot fight with these, such rascals like us.
What?
So he wanted to fight with an equal person, and he found that it was only the Vishnu Dutas or the liberated souls like him. And so he made that arrangement. Yes, Prabhu, absolutely.
Thank you, Prabhu.
But we have to relish the pastime of this. No, we have to think why Krishna did this, why Krishna did like that, and how. Of course, Krishna does everything for his own plan, no doubt about it. But at least we must also analyze how Kumaras, because of their advanced stage of Brahman realization, how can they commit fault? Why did they? How? Why? What? See, these are the analytic minds of given to us for thinking. Athato Brahma Jijnasa, and that's how our knowledge gets sharpened.
But the Kumaras did not make fault, no, because they wanted to go, and Jai Vijaya found them as very young, small. They said, we are not young. We are sons of Brahma, but still he was not listening. So that's why they gave curse that I'm going to curse you for 7 lives. Then Krishna himself came and told that, what do you want? I'm their boss, so you can punish me if you want. So humble. Then he told, don't make 7 lives. Let it be 3 lives as Asuras. I don't want them to be detached from me for 7 lives. So Krishna made the adjustment.
Yes. In fact, if we study more in detail, we will come to know that actually Krishna wanted to give a slap to Kumaras. So he indirectly said, I am at fault.
You can
so
hit me.
Kumaras should realize that they were at fault. So
They understood it.
It's all a mix of highly tasty mellows.
And they came as impersonal Brahman worshippers. They were very astonished to see Krishna so sparkling, Vishnu, and they were very happy to see the form which they were not believing as such.
Yes, absolutely. That's how their consciousness raised from Brahman Paramatma, and they came to the Bhagavan conscious.
Bhagavan.
Yes, please.
Thank you very much, Rasraj Prabhu. Wonderful. बहुत बढ़िया था. धन्यवाद.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. If anybody, Prahlanand Prabhu, please go ahead, Prabhuji, with your.
Thank you very much, Mataji. And then pranam to Prabhuji and all the Matajis and Prabhuji on the call today. Prabhuji, I have a question regarding this Brahmavadi you were talking about. Bhagavan Krishna says, and you also quoted Klesho Adiktarakste Tesam, but Bhagavan Krishna also promises that they eventually come to me. So do they go to really Bhagavan realization, or they are stuck at Brahma platform? That's what I was wondering.
Oh yes, the liberated souls, the Brahmavadis, they reach to Brahman platform. They merge into the Brahma Jyoti.
Yes.
And because of their unfinished desire, see, the soul can never be burnt, although they merge in Brahma Jyoti, but they cannot be burnt. So they Nainam Chindanti Shastrani Nainam Dahati Pavakaha, Na Chainam Kledayantya Puna Shosheti Maruta. So they come down back again because of their desire. Come back to earth, and then they rise above that Brahman platform, get more knowledge, more practice of devotion, Dhyan Yoga. They come to Paramatma feature, and then gradually they come to the Bhagavan feature also. They have the opportunity. Yes, sir.
Okay. So, I have a question regarding this, because I heard some speakers saying that they do not ever fall down from Brahma. There is no Acharya, there is no commentary which says that one who goes to impersonal Brahma, he never falls down. What they fall down from is something known as Jivan Mukta stage. which is they are still within this body and still here. From there they can fall down, but never from the impersonal Brahman. So, this is the one point which confuses me, because Sri Prabhupada has mentioned that, Aruhya Krishna Param Padam Patanti Ada Anadruti Yusmaran. So the question is, do they ever develop this another into other, into, a neglect of seva of, Bhagavan Krishna, into now becoming a bhakta? We can see this in the four Kumaras. They said Tasyar Vindana, what's that slope which says that Tulsi, they smell the Tulsi, and then although they were in Brahma, their consciousness now changed into bhakti like that. So that's what is the point of confusion for me. So I think if you can enlighten a little on that.
Yes. So with the Kumaras episode, at least we can have a firm conviction that Brahmavadis can become Bhagavanvadis.
Right.
At least with the Kumara episode. As far as others are concerned, let us keep our fingers crossed and let us pray for all the Brahmavadis that you become Bhagavan.
That's true. Many of the Brahmavadis I know, they conquer their own god and make that,
Yeah.
They do
हम
that.
ब्रह्मा से मैं भी ब्रह्मा हूँ, आप भी ब्रह्मन हो, हम सब ब्रह्मन है.
Right.
Oh yeah.
And I have seen in Gujarat.
There are so many so-called gods.
That's right.
On the stages. क्या आप भगवान हैं? हाँ, मैं भगवान हूँ, मैं समझ गया हूँ. आप भी भगवान हो सकते हो, मेरे पास आ जाइए. I have seen them, but we can't do anything.
That's right.
We have to have compassion towards them.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you very much, Prabhuji, for very enlightening class today. Thank you very much. Haribol.
They call each one Om Namo Narayana. They call each one Om Namo Narayana. That I am also Narayan, you also Narayan. That's totally wrong.
And then they say Daridra Narayan. You are Daridra Narayan, I am Srimanta Narayan. So it's all hawks, and Prabhupada just chastises them very badly, and we do not fall into the trap of again Vaishnava approach towards them, because ultimately on one day they will become highest Vaishnava.
Yeah.
So let us pay respect to them also, to their sentiments and their knowledge.
The only problem is, Prabhuji, when they blaspheme Lord Krishna, and that's where, I cannot contain. I had an experience with this Swaminarayan Mandir in Chino Hills in California. Once I went there, and that guy told me on front, I was attending a wedding there. And he says, Bhagavan Krishna is standing on one foot and praying to Swaminarayan Bhagavan like that. I said, what rascaldom you are talking about? I told him, you're going to go hell. I told him on the face in front of all the people. Anyone who blasphemes Lord Krishna is destined to go to hell, cannot be pardoned by Yamraj. I told him on the face. So, these kind of philosophies are really garbage,
If I interfere, see, at least these people about whom you spoke,
Swaminarayan.
The sampradayas, different cults and different sampradayas are in our Hindu or in our Vedic system due to due to Indra's mismanagement. So these people have come, the other philosophers, other philosophies, other sampradayas and all. But at least the knowing fact, or the what we can say is the softest corner for them is they know what is Ram, who is Krishna, and what is Vedas. But there are those people from other cults, other faiths, other religions who are absolutely blatantly blaspheming Krishna and everything, where we are helpless.
As a playboy.
They are very helpless. And there are atheists in Hindu Sampradaya, the so-called atheists and the so-called, they are so-called Hinduism. They blatantly blaspheme Krishna and Rama like mad.
Yeah.
So for me, what I have learned or what I've been taught is just ignore them. These people are just like spitting on the sun. Nothing will happen to the sun.
That's right. Yes.
So, and we cannot disrespect them also. The biggest consciousness of ours should be, okay भाई, आप लोग कहते हैं कि कृष्णा की 16,000 पत्नियां हैं, कृष्णा मजे कर रहे हैं, करने दो, हमारे भगवान वैसे हैं, करने दो। अगर आपको बुरा लगता है तो आपका इंटेलिजेंस है, आपकी बुद्धि है, इट्स योर फॉल्ट, इट्स योर इंटेलिजेंस। I cannot interfere in your intelligence. When Krishna himself says, अथैतद् विमृशैते देतेन यथेच्छसि तथा कुरु इति मे ज्ञान आख्यातम्. Now I have given you the knowledge and you deliberate upon it, and now you do as per your will. So who am I to interfere in their will of blaspheming Krishna or Krishna's devotees? Hare Krishna. I'm happy. I'm happy that I'm not disrespecting your sentiments. I'm happy that I'm not blaspheming your religion, your cult, your thoughts, your mind, your faith, your whatever you consider. For those things, I am not disrespecting at all. I will say thank you with your knowledge. Since you are in second standard, you only know 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. You don't know 2 square also is equal to 4. I cannot help it. You have to gather more and more knowledge, come to the level of 10th standard, then you will come equate with me. So I cannot fight when I am in 10th standard. I cannot fight with a student who is of second standard because of his ignorance. So I will let him go through. You go through those stages, go through those hurdles, face those miseries, face those troubles in Janma, Bahunam Janmanam Ante Jnanavan Nam. You have to take lots of births to understand the true my true nature. So it is that. So we will not fall into their arguments or into their traps. Or we cannot say they are doing blaspheming Krishna, so I am getting angry. Why should I get angry? Because he has been taught only that 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. And he is speaking that only. So that's okay. His knowledge is underdeveloped. The plants or the animals, when I am chanting Hare Krishna, animals bark. I don't know whether that animal is chanting Hare Krishna or is barking at me angrily. I don't know. So it is like that. So people are at animal level consciousness, are at different levels of consciousness, and they will speak accordingly. Sorry, I should take leave. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, Prabhuji.
Yeah, thank you so much for a wonderful class, Prabhu. You came after a long time to Bhakti Sangha on this forum, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. And
I remember I was a part of this group in 2017.
Yes, Prabhu.
For
You
2 years I was there
came.
with you all,
Yeah.
and then the COVID thing happened. And
Yes.
I'm sorry I missed you all. But thank you again once again for giving me the opportunity.
Yeah, we look forward for your association again and again, Prabhuji. Please come on. Vansa Granta Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, His Grace Rasraj Gopal Prabhuji ki jai. Thank you.
Jai ho! Gauranga!
Nityananda, Jai
Nityananda,
Krishna.
Gauranga!
Thank you,
Gauranga,
Prabhuji.
Nityananda.
Jai.
Jai Shri Radhe
Radhe
Shyam.
Radhe Ram.
सबको मिले वृंदावन धाम.
हरि बोल हरि बोल
हरि बोल.
Hari Bol.
Thank you,
राधे
Vinita
राधे
Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Lalita Mataji, Dhanuta Krishna.
राधे राधे
Puja. Radhe Radhe. Radhe Radhe. Thank you.
Hari
राधे
Bol,
राधे
Hari Bol.
हरे कृष्ण
Thank
Hare
you
Krishna,
everyone for
Mataji.
joining. Closing the